Hi, everyone. Welcome to our presentation about our app, Bingeworthy. So I'm going to unpack the problem here in a second, but essentially it's an app that we can track all of our viewing history from every single streaming platform you may subscribe to, and then be able to channel that into future recommendations, future lists, connecting with others, and writing reviews. So really quickly, our team is an amazing team of 7. We have Kelly, Alexis, Molly, myself, Yazmeen, Rachel, and Adam. And together we came up with solving the problem that we notice within the streaming platforms. Because we all feel the pressure and the guilt of having to sign up for all of those streaming platforms in order to be able to binge all of those amazing TV shows and movies. But then what? I don't know if your memory is as bad as ours, but I tend to forget what I viewed and what TV shows I enjoyed and what movies I enjoyed and what I didn't enjoy. So what if there's a way that was automatically tracking your viewing history on every single streaming platform and then channeling that for future iterations of remembering those shows, writing those reviews, keeping the history, showing us recommendations, and then being able to connect with others and keep up future binging lists and things like that. So I'm going to pass it on to my friend Rachel for more solutions on that problem.
Thanks, Jillian. After collaboratively identifying the problems, we came up with an all-inclusive mobile application that would fix all of the pain points we found, as well as add in new features we felt would be beneficial to our end user. Some of the solutions we came up with were viewing history, reviews, sharing, and lists. With the viewing history, users would finally have a way to track their previous watched movies and TV shows from all streaming platforms, now all in one place. Because who doesn't want that feature? A way to write reviews from your viewing history, a way to share recommendations to others through a Connect with Friends feature, and lastly, a way to keep lists for future binging and discover other popular lists and recommended movies and TV shows along the way. We came up with these solutions through our sprint journey conversations, and we found as we were completing each section, we all had similar problems and things we would love to redesign with the already available streaming platform interfaces to make a better solution for the end user, i.e., us. We will get into each section individually and show you how we came up with these solutions. But first, let me hand it over to Alexis, who will walk us through the Monday portion of our sprint journey.
Thanks, Rachel. For our Monday task, we first began by each identifying 2 to 3 problems that we believe should be addressed and could potentially provide solutions. We then voted anonymously, and the most popular idea came from Jillian, which Rachel discussed earlier. Because we voted for Jillian's idea, she served as the decider for our sprint journey. We also collectively agreed that Molly should serve as the facilitator. Once we established our idea, our next step was to create long-term goals for that idea. What are some of the best ways to solve this problem? Are there specific features we should incorporate? How can our product benefit our users? We each provided at least 3 goals or thoughts we wish to execute for our product, which we posted on sticky notes. Again, we voted, and each person had to select 2 goals we thought should be priorities when narrowing our focus. Rachel's goal of a Connect with Friends feature was the ultimate winner. Our next step in the Monday process was to provide sprint questions. What challenges might we face when trying to reach our goals? By providing an open-ended question on the gray sticky notes, we then translated our fears to yes or no questions on the yellow sticky notes. Some questions included, how can we create a place where users feel comfortable and welcome? Can we reduce social pressure due to some people influencing others to watch certain shows due to pressure? What if your friends don't engage with the platform? Do enough people care to want to integrate all services into one app? Yet again, we each voted for 2 questions we believed would be the biggest threats when reaching our goal. To further research ways to execute our solution for our problem, we interviewed a series of different experts. Using questions in the form of how might we spoke to various professionals that work in areas such as UX, customer experience, customer service, and streaming. Using yellow sticky notes under the How Might We section of our Fig Jam, the interview questions were posted for each team member to review. After reviewing, it was time to organize our questions. We selected 12 questions from the previous board that we believe should be prioritized. After selection, we categorized the questions amongst 4 groups: marketing, develop, usability, and UX. We, you guessed it, voted for the most promising questions, with each of us having 2 votes, and the most important category, with each of us having 1 vote. The majority vote consisted of marketing as the category, and how might we come up with the voice for our brand as the question. For phase 1 of the note and map section, each team member created an example of a journey a user may currently experience before using our solution. From different streaming services to different features, we included step-by-step guides through these experiences. We then voted for our favorite overall experience and steps. Looking for a specific show received the most votes, which we then utilized during phase 2 of this section. To conclude the Monday task, we developed a scenario between a grandfather and his 20-year-old grandchild to showcase the journey of using a streaming platform to find a new show to watch. The grandfather has been having trouble remembering recommendations of content to watch, so he consistently reaches out to his grandchild for help. His grandchild then introduces him to our solution, Bingeworthy, which improves his overall viewing experience. As the decider, Jillian selected 1 user, the grandchild, and 1 event, doesn't know what to watch because he doesn't remember what was recommended, to focus for the rest of our sprint. Now I'll pass it on to Kelly, who will present the Tuesday task of our sprint journey.
Thanks, Alexis. So moving on from Monday into Tuesday, it was time to start ideating. And as we learned, one of the best ways to do that is through sketching. But before we started sketching or even picked up a pencil, we needed to do a little bit of research and look for some inspiration first. So with that, we each began our lightning demos. So here's a look at some of the demos that we came up with. These lightning demos are kind of things that they're examples from apps that we use, that features we might want to use in our own app, or they're kind of just serve as inspiration in general, but things that we think are cool that maybe we want to incorporate into our app. So Alexis had lots of really good ideas that showed cool layout and navigation. Jillian showed off some beautifully designed homepages from Goodreads and Adobe. I myself found some functionality inspiration from Rocket Money. And Yazmeen was inspired by Duolingo's design system and TikTok's For You page. So here are the last couple. Rachel really likes the organization used in Evernote and had some great ideas about pages for what your friends are watching. Adam says he liked Last.fm's integration of different apps and had some cool ideas for user recommendations. And Molly liked the simplicity of Tinder and the customization on the Pinterest profile page. So once we finished up those lightning demos, we started our solo sketches. Each group member reviewed everything Alexis told us about on Monday and then took a good hard look at all of those lightning notes that we just showed you. After about 10 minutes of sketching and doodling, we each came up with a polished solution art that was kind of like a mini storyboard for the app that we want to design. So here's an example of one of them on your screen. Each solution also had a catchy name at the top. This one happened to become our app name, Bingeworthy. And then those sketches were anonymously passed over to our facilitator, who's Molly. So Yazmeen is going to take it from here to explain what happened next on Wednesday.
Thank you, Kelly. After submitting the solution sketches on Wednesday, our team dedicated our attention to 2 distinct tasks, the art museum and storyboarding. By the end of Wednesday, our team aimed to develop a step-by-step plan for the prototype. This plan would outline the specific features, functionalities, and content that needed to be implemented based on the progress made with the art museum and storyboarding tasks. On Wednesday, our day began with a straightforward approach. We gathered the anonymous solution sketches and organized them to resemble paintings in an art museum. As you can see on the screen, each sketch has various colored dots. These dots served as markers indicating the parts that captured our interest and resonated with the team. The outcome of this process resulted in a fascinating heat map. Overlaying the sketches, it visually represented the ideas that intrigued the group the most, highlighting the areas of common interest and generating valuable insights. This engaging exercise of arranging the solution sketches and utilizing the colored dots provided us with a visual representation of our collective preferences and fueled our progress on Wednesday. By the end of this, the goal was to have a winning solution in order to continue onto our storyboarding process. During Wednesday afternoon, we assembled the winning ideas and crafted them into a storyboard. This storyboard served as a narrative blueprint, outlining our plan for the prototype and visually conveying the story we intended to tell. Continuing onto our user map journey, we have a user who faces challenges in keeping track of their watch content and sharing personal reviews. To address these issues, the user decides to download Bingeworthy. Through this app, the user finds a solution that not only helps them discover new shows more effectively, but also allows them to actively participate in the platform's review system. This user map seamlessly led us into Thursday for our prototyping process, providing us with a clear and focused goal. I will now pass the floor on to Molly, who will provide us an overview of our activities on Thursday.
Thanks, Yazmeen. After working through the Monday to Wednesday tasks, we then started working on our prototype. After assessing what we as a group wanted from our app and what we wanted users to get from the application, we then got to work. After voting on our company name, Jillian got to work on a simplified style guide, which outlined our company colors, typography, etc. Once that was complete, Adam then created the beautiful Bingeworthy logo that you see on the prototype, which you'll see right here in these little corners, just spread throughout, as well as right here on the navigation bar. We had our name and our style guide. Next was for us to divide and conquer. If you look at the phone on the right side of the page, there's a looped video of the different pages of our Figma prototype. As you watch the video, I'll go along and explain the different pages that you see here. Our homepage is comparable to Tinder with recommendations right there for users to heart or X, and another option to flip and learn more about the movie or show. So you see that right here. Right here is the heart, here's the X, and up at the top is a little flip button. And then once you turn it over, you can see then about the show, who it's starring, is it binge-worthy, and what is the overall rating that we see from users. After that, there's a profile page where users could tell their followers more about themselves and their favorite shows, movies, and overall genres, which allows people with similar interests to connect. After that, we focused on creating a review page for people to tell others what they thought about a movie or show. Following that, we included a section for users to link their accounts, which allows them to check recommendations on platforms they specifically are subscribed to. Last, but definitely not least, we go to the view tracker, which allows users to explore different categories, view their recommendations, as well as search through their friends' 5, 4, and even 3-star recommendations. I'm now going to pass it over to Adam, who will talk about the Friday tasks.
Thanks, Molly. With now having our full prototype built out, it was time to talk to the people and get workable feedback on the experience we had designed. Starting off with the initial thoughts, we were met with a lot of positive comments when first showing the prototype off. Functionally, we had heard great feedback such as it fills the void when searching for something to watch. People saying, I really like the community aspect of this app, and one that certifies the real need for this app, saying, I wish this existed. I consume and instantly forget what I consumed. Design-wise as well, we heard callouts like, I love the chosen colors, and I love the logo and the concept. Once fully running through the prototype in our respective interviews, we received tangible feedback about features to add to Bingeworthy to help create a user-focused experience. We received responses about the functional side of the app, such as adding in a progress tracking feature to automatically track how far you are into a title. Similarly, we received feedback on adding in an algorithm to recommend different titles based on feedback given to similar content. And to keep users updated, we heard back about having notifications on new releases for tracked or previously reviewed content sent to keep users up to date. Likewise, we also heard back on design choices, such as adding in trailers to be able to preview recommended content, down to UX comments as well on having a designated homepage and descriptors added to the navigation bar. All of the feedback we received allows us to be able to process how users think in order to make a cohesive user-based experience that can serve as a true help for active media consumers. And I just want to thank you for taking this time to learn about the experience that Team Snap has worked endlessly to build in this sprint process. And hopefully you can see the problem we strive to solve in our binging habits. Thank you.